Now, sir, how does President Trump's statement about the U.S.-Saudi partnership reflect broader geopolitical strategies in the Middle East, and what implications might this have for U.S. relations with other regional powers?
Thank you so much for having me on Qnews. Of course, this is a first visit for the President Donald Trump outside of the United States in his second term. So it is a very well prepared and pre-prepared visit, whether regarding the statements or testing the waters or the coordination between the two leaders. The relations between the United States and the Gulf region are very important in this critical timing for both parties. The United States came out of the last presidential terms with a lot of economic issues in addition to political and military conflicts that the United States was involved in by being non-decisive enough as a peace sponsoring party, or by toning down the geopolitical tensions. So Trump, through his visit to the region, wants to achieve economic gains by signing agreements, especially in the field of weapons and armament and investment and technology. In addition to energy, he also wants to intervene with a more active role regarding the U.S. foreign policy, whether in the region, or showcasing this by addressing the current tensions, whether in the Pacific region or other regions, and definitely in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
There are hopes for the U.S. presence this time to lead to positive fruits regarding the Middle East issues, not only regarding the counterterrorism efforts or guaranteeing free navigation in the Red Sea, but also regarding the Palestinian cause, and especially after the breakthrough and the well-intentioned gesture by the Palestinian resistance to release one of the detainees with U.S. nationality away from the Israeli side, which means that there are opportunities only with the direct involvement of the U.S. in the matter. The meeting with the Saudi Crown Prince, in addition to the Gulf leaders and maybe other leaders also, and the positive statements in the U.S.-Saudi forum convened today, I think all of this lead to the best interest of the region in general, and it might lead to a breakthrough in different issues related to peace and reducing the tensions, and maybe the cessation of hostilities and the ceasefire in Gaza, even if it's a temporary thing, not complete.
So how might Trump's emphasis on preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons influence future U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East, particularly in relation to Saudi Arabia and its allies?
Of course, this decision, if not even commented upon by Saudi Arabia and the UAE and the Gulf in general, the Gulf is highly concerned with Iran not having a nuclear weapon. And therefore, any movements taken in this regard by the United States to stop the Iranian aspirations to have a nuclear weapon, and regarding the nuclear program, and stopping the armament race regarding the long-range missiles or tactical missiles, I think that this will serve the best interests of the Gulf states, and the United States see it also as serving its first and number one ally in the region, Israel. And that's why any interest from the United States to minimize the military power, whether the nuclear power or the tactical one, of the Iranian state, I think it will be in favor of the states of the region and will gain the political momentum, even if indirectly.
In what ways does Trump's discussion of defeating terrorism and the return of detainees held by Hamas align with his administration's broader counterterrorism strategies and Middle East peace efforts?
Of course, the United States reshaped its negotiating strategy. The national security official or consultant was changed given his extremist views to support Israel directly and talking about military strikes directed to Iran, which is something if happened will turn the Middle East region and the Gulf into a permanent conflict zone, which is a threat to the economic interests of the United States in the region. This is here about direct negotiations. Trump or his administration with the new officials found out that there is a well-intentioned from the Palestinian resistance regarding the exchange of detainees, and this was tested by the U.S. administration itself when they communicated through Witkoff and the Doha talks with the presence of Cairo to release the dual national detainee.